Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside our Upper Dublin High School for LaSalle against Archbishop Ryan, and it is senior night. One of the great nights of the year where they honor all the senior players that have been here for 4 years with this LaSalle College High School program. We're now going to send it to our public address announcer, Chris Carabello.
At their last home game. This evening's game against Archbishop Ryan marks the last regular season home game for our senior players and managers, all of whom are dedicated members of the football program here at LaSalle College High School. Tonight, we honor them and express our gratitude to their parents for the support they have shown for not only their sons, but our program. Please join us in recognizing these young men who will be accompanied by their parents and greeted at midfield by head coach John Steinmetz. Number 2, Brad Vespi. Number 3, Eric Ford. Number 4, Dylan Schrainer. Number 6, Jalen DeVos. Number 8, Griffin Zobel. Number 9, Tyson Goldstein. Number 13, Rob Tatum. Number 15, Jack Machida. Number 23, TJ Meacham. Number 32, John O'Donnell. Number 38, Jake Gandolfo. Number 42, Carter Kenny. Number 43, Giacomo Ward. Number 52, Ryan Savage. Number 55, Jaleel Dawkins. Number 57, Sam Graham. Number 58, Michael Gibbs. Number 60, Trevor McDonald. Number 65, Matt Zolio. Number 72, Kenny O'Kane. Number 79, Jake DeLuca. Number 88, Grant Hughes. And Magnus Skiers. Let's have a big round of applause for the senior members of the football program here at LaSalle College High School. We thank their parents and we wish them well in college.
Many thanks to Chris Carabello for helping us out, coming right on over and giving us an inside peek at his role as public address announcer, and for Rob Stott down there on the field grabbing shots, a second camera, a second look at the introductions for each and every one of these seniors here for LaSalle College High School. We still have a bit till kickoff here, scheduled for 7 o'clock p.m. We'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. You are watching LaSalle College High School football senior night live here on Bob Long Sports.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
Hello. Tyler Kern, Rob Stott, and Bill Waslenko here at Upper Dublin High School on this beautiful fall evening. We got LaSalle's senior night where they take on Archbishop Ryan. And I guess Bill did so good last week that we decided to bring him back on. And I'm really glad to have him here. He brings expert football knowledge. But more importantly, I think we're going to be touching on senior night. Bill, I'd just like to ask you what your fondest memories of this night are.
Well, obviously, it's when my Dan played in his senior year, where you were also out there on the field. I believe the game was maybe in early November back then. It was a very cold night, and I remember going out to meet Dan. My wife, Kathy, and I would meet him, and then we went and talked to Coach Drew Gordon, said some niceties to each other, and then went off and got a picture, and then we left. But it was much more than that. It was sort of a very bittersweet moment to suddenly realize that this is all coming to an end. You know, you had your son, you had dreams of having him come out as an 8th grader to play freshman ball at LaSalle, and those years went just so fast. And when that senior night hit, reality set in that it was ending soon. Fortunately, that year, we went all the way to the state semifinal game, so we had a lot more games to play. But at the same time, it is sort of an ending, a symbol of an ending senior night.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I was on the other side of that. I mean, to me, it didn't seem like a whole lot. It was just another night of football, and it seemed to mean a lot to my parents, but it's really interesting to hear that perspective.
Yeah. I've gone through a lot of film from the LaSalle football stuff I had, and I did find senior nights back that were filmed in the mid-'90s. Now, I'm sure there was senior night before then. There was no such thing as senior night in 1968, which was my freshman year. But the senior nights in 1995, for instance, were senior days because these games were played on Sunday afternoons. So it was interesting to see a young Drew Gordon with hair and greeting his son Brett in the 1997 senior day game, to see other players whose fathers played football for LaSalle and are now deceased. So to have memories of that last home game, where you get to share it with your dad, who was also a LaSalle football player, who may not even be with us anymore, it really starts to mean something as time goes on. It maybe ages like fine wine. So I'm really glad that I've captured those in YouTube videos. And I started doing, after our 2011 season where Dan graduated, or had his last game, from 2012 till now and today, I've basically gone out on the field and filmed the senior night festivities and put them on YouTube. And they may not mean anything right now to some of the players, but maybe 10 or 15 years from now it will, and it'll touch a nerve and make them really nostalgic about their last year of playing LaSalle football.
I've got a question for each of you. I'll start with you, Bill. Historically speaking, do you have a sense of how LaSalle has done on senior night from an on-field perspective? Is it a winning percentage, anything like that? Is it, typically I think senior night's reserved, no knock against Archbishop Ryan, but reserved for obviously the final home game, but the final home game being against a maybe softer opponent.
It sometimes works out that way. I think there have been some senior nights against St. Joe's Prep where it was a little more of a contest, but it's sort of a different feeling for the players. You're warming up on the field, and all of a sudden you're going to stop. You're going to get a bouquet of roses to give to your mom, give a hat to your dad, take a picture, and then go back in and try to get worked up again for the game. So it's fortunate maybe when you're not playing a real primetime opponent on senior night. But I've seen the opposite thing happen when we've been away and seen senior nights at other places, and it didn't seem to affect their play. They seemed to do well regardless of whether it was senior night or not. But it is quite a momentous night for the parents and for the players, and it's something that they can remember for a long, long time.
And that was going to be my question to you, Tyler, kind of touching on what Bill had said, getting those emotions, getting worked up for senior night. You had your own that you went through. I mean, what's it like do you bottle that energy up and use it on the field, or is it just another thing to get out of the way pregame before you dive into the action?
I mean, to me, like getting ready for a game, you always got to get yourself in the right headspace, and you don't really see any of the pregame festivities. I always heard about all the parents tailgating and really come together, and that sounds really nice, but you never really got to see your parents' side of things. I mean, you hear them cheering, but you're focused on the game, and it's really nice to be a part of that and kind of see how proud of you they are, and it was overall a good experience. I think was that Father Judge that year?
I have to go back.
I thought it was Father Judge, and I thought that game we really came together, and they put up a good battle, but we kind of came together as a team, and I thought that's when we kind of started clicking my senior year.
Yeah. It is just a lot of fun, and to be in the stands and watch this occur and watch all the parents show up and start to file onto the field and try to get in numerical order. It's very difficult for them to do that because they don't have uniform numbers on their shirts like the players do. The players had enough trouble getting into numerical order. But just to see the parents as they wait, and finally their son is announced and comes out to meet them, and then the hugs, they're legitimate hugs. They're not for just the camera, and it really is a big deal. And shaking hands with Coach Steinmetz, getting a picture taken, it really is a significant event. And maybe they don't think that much about it now, the players, but they will as time goes on.
And I got to say that Kenny O'Kane, I think it was Kenny O'Kane, the cheering section, the fathead that someone created for him. I hope he takes that to college and hangs it in his dorm room. That is something. Yeah. Flashing lights around it and everything. I mean, they went all out.
They've come a long way. They were just starting it. They were just starting right around my senior year. That was just. I remember Matt McGinnis.
Matt McGinnis fathead. It was a skinny fathead. Not all that big.
Oh, man.
But it's great to see the families come out in addition to the parents to support their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their nephews, and to see that family type of event on senior night is really significant. It makes this night different from the other football games during the year, and so it is a very special night.
That's awesome. Well, but does Bob want to give us we'll keep going?
We can go all night.
We could go all night.
I do want to say one thing. Funny that you mentioned that. You did, I think, obviously you didn't record it my senior year, but I remember somebody recorded it and it was on your channel, and I saw that like a year ago.
And I'll give him a plug. It's my good friend and my classmate of class of '69, Jeff Meyer, right down here in front of us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because it did strike a chord watching it again. At the time, it was really nice, but you didn't think much of it. You're just ready to get in the game, but it was nice to see that Yeah, it was
and
just want to thank you for doing that.
It'll mean more too.
Yeah, so I think it's good to do that every year, and I'm sure it'll mean a lot to a lot of people.
I think I probably have about maybe 15 to 20 senior nights, and all of them are going to be posted on YouTube on the Billy Waz LS69 site. A shameless plug, but
none of those around
here. If you want to go back, if you graduated in a certain year and you were out there on senior night, check those YouTube videos to see whether I have that available, because it really is a neat event. I mean, I got a kick out of pulling all those together from past years, and now I'm a part of it, actually going on the field and videoing senior night, and I'll do some editing, of course, but I'll get that one out on YouTube too for the class of 2020.
That's awesome. Well, I'll wrap it up for us, and we want to thank you, Bill, for taking time coming up in the booth and chatting with us ahead of senior night here at Upper Dublin High School. And for Bob, who's off camera, and Tyler and myself, we'll be back from Upper Dublin High School for LaSalle versus Archbishop Ryan here on senior night.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome inside Upper Dublin High School for this Philadelphia Catholic League matchup between LaSalle and Archbishop Ryan. Bob Long, Tyler Kern, Rob Stott alongside Mara Long on camera. LaSalle on the near side, dressed in the home navy blue uniforms, the gold helmets and the gold pants. Archbishop Ryan at 1-5 on the year, dressed in the road white uniforms with the black helmets. Let's go to you, Tyler, first. 5-1 for LaSalle, a big response last week in a 49-7 win against Father Judge, coming off the heels of a loss against St. Joseph's Prep. It's Archbishop Ryan, Archbishop Wood, and then Roman Catholic to finish the regular season. These three games, I think, very important to stay focused for this LaSalle team, continue to grow as they move towards what might be an eventual rematch against St. Joseph's Prep.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, Bob. Obviously, you want to get back at St. Joe's Prep. You want to. I think you're coming together as a team, and you're going to learn a lot more about yourself in the next three games. But I think you got to focus one game at a time. Obviously, there's a bit of a mismatch here, just by the eye test. But I think that, if anything, that should encourage LaSalle to put the foot on the pedal to the metal tonight. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, I don't know, just testing their offense a little more and seeing the second team guys get some reps as well, because you never know how important it might be to have a decent backup out there.
And it will be Archbishop Ryan to come onto the field first, led by Cole Lowe, the quarterback wearing number 7 here tonight.
We expect to see a lot of passing tonight. Archbishop Ryan on the year, not known for the running game.
They do it this time, and a big stop there. The ball's on the turf, and Lowe has to come up with it. So an early scare for Archbishop Ryan. And Lowe, fortunate, the senior, heads up and eyes upfield, gets down on the ball.
Talking trends, and of course they're going to come out with a run. You know, we get ready to talk about how they're going to be a passing offense, passing attack tonight, but Start with the run, but expect to see Lowe drop back a lot. The guys made 136 pass attempts on the year for Archbishop Ryan, so expect to see some of that.
Nathan Kennish at 190 pounds, the running back in there. And that one's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Jaleel Dawkins. Honored earlier this evening for senior night. And the big man, the interior defensive lineman, gets up high.
Knowing that, and knowing that Archbishop Ryan and Cole Lowe is going to want to get the ball out quick, it was a nice job by LaSalle to get their arms up and bat that one down and put Archbishop Ryan in an early hole here, 3rd and long, just under half a minute, just over half a minute into this one.
They'll go 4 wide with 1 back in the backfield. Lowe will scramble, runs out of time, taken down with the face mask, though, and that's going to be an easy call. Dawkins comes up clapping, but unfortunately got a face full of mask.
Face full of mask for sure. I liked the aggressiveness from Dawkins there. He did a good job of containing, and wow.
Just unfortunately coming down with that hand, gets a hold of the mask, and I love the ref back here. I don't know if you'll see it. You'll see another flag from your right just come flying in. No reason whatsoever. There's already a flag on the field. I'm going to throw mine too.
They'll walk this one off. It will be an automatic first down for Archbishop Ryan.
Ryan proving that they can get first downs tonight. That was
What is that term, Rob? Is it a natural first down?
Naturally occurring, or is it artificial?
A natural. The fake first down.
The old fake first down. The storylines continue.
Unearned first down. Like an unearned run. Called an unearned first down.
And now a stoppage out there on the field. It might be an issue with the spot, perhaps.
The 15 would be marked off from the previous line of scrimmage, right? Or is it the foul?
Should be from the spot of the foul.
Spot issue indeed. I'm seeing conflicting positions between the chain and where the football is on the field.
So he was taken down at the 7. 15 yards brings them out to the 22. So
no first down.
Not a first down for a 15-yard personal foul.
Wow.
High school football rules. All right, here we go. That one's tipped but caught by Collier right to the line to gain and push back. And I don't think he's going to get a good spot.
I can't believe they didn't blow that dead way earlier.
Let's get another look at this here, guys. He needed to get to the 30-yard line, catches it just a yard short, and a great job by the cornerback Griffin Zobel to drive him back further.
And they spot him at the 29. NFL, that would have been blown dead about 5 seconds prior to when it was actually blown dead. But
NFL would have been 1st and 10 as well.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Some confusion out on the field. There's some last-minute personnel changes. Looks like they decided to go for the punt after considering maybe not.
And now number 31 is out there to punt the ball off. Mike Lentz.
Yes, Mike Lentz. Uh-oh, high snap.
High snap, it's over his head. And he tries to get it off. Now he's going to take off with it and gets drilled. Ooh. Tyson Goldstein.
Oh. Now
unbelievable.
If that doesn't send a jolt through you, I don't know what will. That was
holy smokes.
Unbelievable hit. Oh. Form tackle. I mean, hard hit, but that's textbook. That's what they want you to do now. Lead with the shoulder. Don't make contact with the head. It was form. It was hard.
I think the punter will get with his long snapper on the next punt and make sure that the snap is directly to him.
Number 31 is the punter. I don't see him listed on the roster. Maybe he just got erased.
That's why we went with Mike Lentz. It was the closest to 31.
Oh, I apologize, Mike. That wasn't you, but
he might be happy it wasn't. Here we go. 1st and 10 for LaSalle. Whew. At the 12-yard line. Brad Vespi in the backfield alongside. He'll lob it for Sam Brown. High points the ball. Comes down just out of bounds. Oh. And the ball was poked loose anyway. But I like that. This is something that they've been looking to develop more with Sam Brown, the ability to go up, high point the football, and you got a great athlete like that, throw it up to him, and nearly came down with it in bounds.
Give him a chance. Machida put the ball in a spot where Brown could go get it. You saw him get it just a foot down out of bounds, and obviously getting the ball knocked out anyway, but excellent effort by both Machida and Brown on that play.
Again, a shotgun look. This time, Vespi behind him, but offset to the left. An interesting look as he takes the give right up the middle, gets to the 10-yard line and to the 9, a gain of 3. Blown dead there. Ticking under 9 minutes and 50 seconds here in the first quarter, a scoreless tilt. LaSalle's first offensive possession of the football game.
So far, on the 2 downs we've seen, Ryan proving to a good start on defense.
And they jumped offside.
And I'll give them credit. Besides the prep game, the Explorers have kept down their penalties this year. There haven't been too many costly ones. That comes to mind for me. I think due to the just how good of a team prep was, they were a little anxious that day and made some costly mistakes.
And I'd comment to the flip there as well, is that was, we've seen that hard count by Machida all year. He's able to get teams to jump. Maybe less disciplined teams than a St. Joe's prep, but able to get teams to jump to pick up that cheap 5 yards, which has been real beneficial for the Explorers.
Inside the 5, it's 3rd down and 2. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Caught there by Mayo Howell. Touchdown, LaSalle, and that ball surprised him a little bit, but the freshman hangs in there.
How you doing?
Came in a little hot, but Mayo Howell, you'll see him, a guy they've been working into this offense more and more as the year goes along. Turning around and having that ball thrown right at him, right at his face. Maybe a little self-preservation there by Howell. Able to reel that one in and put the Explorers up 6-0 here early on.
Can't ask for much better field positioning than what the Explorers started with.
And Jake Gandolfo tacks it on. LaSalle leads 7-0 over Archbishop Ryan, and a good start here to senior night. And a good way to end it is where we're going to be after this, our good friends over at KC's Alley in Ambler. Now, a little birdie told me that LaSalle historian Bill Waslenko might make the trek over there. So if you want to meet Bill as well as us guys, come on over and meet us at KC's Alley in Ambler. It's a great place to get yourself a drink and some great food. Good specials on food items all week long. And just a great place to go watch the football game. A family establishment right in the heart of Ambler by the train station. They're our partners this year, and we cannot be more happy to spread the good word about KC's Alley in Ambler.
Did he make it there last week?
He did.
You
did. Missed out.
I know. I'm sad.
Learned quite a bit, Rob. Had to be there.
Maybe I'll make good this week.
You might just have to. Justin Collier back there deep to receive as Jake Gandolfo will kick it away. It is a windy night here, and this one drives with the help of the wind into the end zone. Touchback. And that's where Cole Lowe and the Archbishop Ryan offense will come back out and start their second possession of the evening. It wasn't a bad first possession for them. It was a face mask that put them in position for a 3rd and manageable. Needed 7, got 6 out to the 29. Decided to punt it away, and the punt never got off the foot of their punter there, and he got drilled by Goldstein, and here we are.
I'm still hurting from watching that one.
One way to put it.
Mishandled snap, this one to Kenish, and Kenish gets 2 right up the middle. Good stop there by the interior defense of the LaSalle Explorers. Guys, this front 7 has been so good all year long.
Unbelievable. Led by, Dylan Trainer, Ryan Savage, 2 seniors, obviously being celebrated before this game tonight, but they've just been really the strength of this team, I'd say. Holding teams to, I figured it out, if you take out St. Joe's, 12.4 points per game.
Dylan Trainer being a leader from the bench tonight, actually.
And here's a pass. Collier makes the catch and makes one miss. Slides down across the 30-yard line, enough for a first down.
What do we call that one, Rob?
That is your natural first down. Interesting point. Bring up, doing a little research pregame. Last year, this contest, LaSalle gave up not a single completion to Archbishop Ryan. So already tonight, Ryan doing a little bit better through the air than they did last year. 0 for 11 was Ryan's quarterback last year.
4-man front. Here's a quick toss. That one's a little bit low and does fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the first quarter.
cobwebs up in here. Throwing me off.
Halloween
I
season.
can't do this. I can't work under these conditions.
We'll work on that for you, Rob. We'll get our best people on it.
Well, whoever 31 is, I clearly don't have as bad a cobwebs right now as he does after that hit.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good one there, Rob. That one's caught across the middle and brought down on the play, number 22, Joey Mastrangelo. And you mentioned it, Rob. Ryan not afraid to throw the football. That one just sit down on a little curl route and makes up about half of the needed distance. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, pressure's going to be on these corners tonight. What they can do in coverage, making sure they stick with their men and don't let Ryan beat them through the air.
This a draw right up the middle. Kennish brought down after a gain of 2. Nice play there by Thompson and Savage in there on the stop. Well short of a first down. And it'll be 4th down for Archbishop Ryan. Decision time for the Raiders.
I think they already made that decision. That kind of play call on a 3rd and long, a little draw up the middle. Offense is obviously still on the field here, but feels like they had made that decision already.
Your underdogs in the game. You're taking a shot at it here. It's an I formation look.
And you can tell they thought about it last possession as well.
Lowe floats it to the outside, and that one is dropped. Not a bad play design. Kennish ended up open on the outside. Might have needed to make still one move to get the first, but I like the play design, and Archbishop Ryan nearly had an opportunity to get that first down. It's a turnover on downs, however, and the LaSalle offense will get back out there on the field.
Nice job, by LaSalle facing an early. Can't call it adversity on their part. It's other side of the field, Ryan's side of the field, and 4th and long. But well drawn up play by Ryan and just didn't execute. And here we are, LaSalle once again, great starting field position.
First look at Sam Brown, the super sophomore, in the backfield. And it is a handoff. He'll delay and go the other way. Nice tackle out there by Archbishop Ryan. Number 11, Jonathan Swift. He goes both ways at wide receiver and defensive back, and that time held on for dear life.
That's a guy you're going to want to hold on to as well, because Sam Brown, we've seen it all year long, is really the cowbell for this offense. And just a nice job by Swift grabbing that ankle and not letting him go.
The cowbell for this offense. I like that.
I'm trying new things. Seeing what I can do.
Coming up with notes, analogies. I got to bring something to the table tonight.
2nd down and 12. That was a loss of 2. This time Brown more downhill and keeps churning the legs forward as he's across the 35-yard line and pushed down at the 33. Call it a gain of 5.
Something, it's funny. We kind of started the season, Brown was absolutely that lead back. Still is in a sense, but you said it earlier, Bob. We've been seeing more of Brown lined up in that wide receiver position. Still, obviously, the main threat for this offense. I think did some math. I'm telling you, I'm doing it all. Did some math. 40% of the offensive yards have come from Sam Brown this year for LaSalle.
Jeez. How many of those were passing and how many were running, Rob?
It's split.
That's a high pass. There was contact, but I think uncatchable, and so the flags stay in the pocket.
So came into this game with 901 yards, and it's like 460 through the air and 430-something on the ground.
Jeez, I gotta get a data guy.
I'm standing right here.
One more look there. That would have been a tough catch for Liam Kennedy to go up high. So now it is 4th down and 6, and it's LaSalle's offense's turn to stay on the field for 4th down on the plus side of midfield. Tim Millman in the backfield. 4 split out wide. Machida looks to his right, runs out of time, but stays on his feet. Ball's loose, doesn't matter. It's going to be a turnover at that spot. Archbishop Ryan's defense gets off the field. One more look at this one. Machida, a really nice job to stay on his feet, and then lost the football, and that was when the play was just about over. But honestly, fortunate just to stay on his feet after first contact.
And it looked like, it's hard to tell from up here, but his only read was Sam Brown. It looked like he was keying on Brown and waiting for him to get open and just kind of lost focus of his pocket.
Lost focus, ran out of time. I did a nice job, to stay on his feet. If he was able to hold on to the ball, could have had a look maybe, but unfortunate there.
5 minutes, 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. Colo straight back, fires over the middle. Brought in there by Mastrangelo. Just 2 yards short of the 50, a gain of 3. And, guys, I think that's what they're going to need to do. One thing I noticed watching film is they're not going to put a tight end on the outside very often, and the running backs a lot of times will come out of the backfield rather than hang in there on pass protection. So I think with this front four for LaSalle, they got to draw up plays for Lowe to get the ball out quickly.
Yeah, especially, you're going to want to see quick passes with, you can hear the wind whipping.
Dawkins gets the first contact, finished off by Savage. That's a loss of 1.
Just a great overall effort. I was just watching Savage there, and he just shredded his man off like nothing within like half a second. And even more surprisingly, Dawkins already had his guy wrapped up. So, I mean, like you said, it's an impressive defensive front. We talk about all year how impressive this front seven is, and it's how the strength of this team.
4 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. An entertaining one thus far. 7-0 LaSalle leads. Lowe fires on the crossing route. That one's caught by Collier. Comes up 2 yards short of a first down. And if the last drive was any indication, you'd expect this offense to stay there on the field.
And I got to tell you, I don't even know if it's dictated by Ryan standing in the standings and how they feel as underdogs. It might be because of that snap from the punt the first time around, seeing that exchange and how that went, not wanting to have that happen again. So I don't know if we'll see another punt from them tonight.
I think field position is going to dictate that. A handoff, and it comes up. It looks like a yard short. It was 4th and 2. LaSalle's defense stands up, and another turnover on downs. One more look here, guys, and it's just LaSalle's defense getting that penetration. No chance to get downhill from that running back.
I'm surprised they kind of ran that up the middle. Obviously it bounced to the outside a bit, but, I mean, we just discussed the prowess of this defensive front, and I'm surprised that, I don't know, they didn't go for like a short slant or curl route there.
3:23 here in the first quarter.
Sam Brown in the slot.
It's a 7-0 lead for LaSalle, and as Rob mentions, he lines up and trips in the slot. Here comes Jack Machida. He's got his eyes downfield, but now he's going to tuck it across the 50, run out of bounds across the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him right at the 45. 1 yard short of a first down. Nice play there by Machida.
Yeah, wow. It barely looked like he was running. I was waiting for him to throw the ball, and before I know it, he's 9 yards down the field.
To your point earlier, though, Ty, I think, again, he keyed in on Sam Brown. Didn't really, I don't know if it's that he didn't have the time to find anyone else.
I saw it there, too.
Yeah.
It didn't really look like he was going through his reads. It looked like Sam Brown or bust.
2nd down and 1. Brown in the backfield. I'd guess he's getting it this time, and he does. Right up the middle. Bounces off the first tackler. And he's going to get 3 when he needed 1. First down for LaSalle, and that's what he's so good at. First contact doesn't matter. He's going to keep churning down the field.
And that's just giving the ball to your lead back, letting him do his thing.
Little draw play there. Good patience by Brown, getting an easy first down.
Letting the O-line get enough push, creating just enough space for him to pick up a big one.
Yeah, always an underrated advantage having the bigger boys up front, whether on offense or defense. It's great to get that push. Games are won and lost in the trenches.
A pistol look. Brown coming downhill. Contacted at the 39-yard line, pushes forward to the 37 approximately. 2nd down and about 6.
When you talk about staying on schedule, that's it. Just let Brown go pick up 5 every time.
Again.
And this one's going to go against Archbishop Ryan offside. So that'll get him right near the first down marker, perhaps an inch or 2 short. Yeah, it'll be within a yard. Maybe it won't be. Now the referee is going to override that initial call. It's first down LaSalle. So a pretty aggressive 5-yard walk-off there. You like that one, huh?
5 yards and change.
Yeah. That's what they like to call a short 6. Sam Brown off tackle. Good block out there. And he is going to rumble forward for a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, it looks like after, to me, it seemed like Brown was almost not jogging, but not putting as much effort in as he usually would. And now that after a few hits, it seems like he's kind of getting into the groove of the game.
And a big block there by fan favorite Kenny O'Kane, who's pulling from that left guard spot and got out there to seal the edge. Screen to the outside. That is incomplete. It went about a yard forward. One more look at this one, and that's why you're going to throw that ball forward so that, hey, if there's an incompletion like that, it's going to be indeed an incompletion.
Not going the other way. Not a fumble, not a backwards pass. So just a little too far out in front. Or maybe, Sam Brown swung himself back a little too far. But one way or the other, Machida and Brown unable to connect.
And it seems like the Explorers are kind of using this game as an opportunity to build some sort of chemistry between Brown and Machida. Obviously, they didn't have a whole lot of experience passing together. I mean, they had some success early on, but
Machida drops straight back, fires to the outside. Nice catch there. Good enough for a first down, and it's Rob Tatum with the catch.
I'd like to take back my last statement. Your data showed that they did have success. Equal amount of success between running and passing.
I was going to let it slide, but I'm glad you kept yourself honest.
I like to admit when I'm wrong.
And if anything, I would say it's got, we've seen more of Brown out as a wide out in the slot all over the field these last couple of weeks.
Since the prep game.
Yep.
I think they made that decision at halftime of the prep game, it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. It's LaSalle 7, Archbishop Ryan 0. Machida, another quick one for Rob Tatum. Heads downfield, has the first down, and is inside the 10-yard line to the 6. And that's a really simple route there, guys. Base man coverage, but playing off. So just run the little curl, turn around, and find the football. Great job by Tatum and Machida.
Yeah, good effort at the end there, getting those extra few yards for the first down.
And not to keep harping on Brown, but think about this. He didn't play the second half last week and was keyed off on by prep. So you're talking about that 900-plus yards and 40% of the offense essentially in, an entire game and a half less of what the rest of the team has played.
Brown takes the carry. Good blocking upfield. Slips to the end zone. Touchdown, LaSalle. What a block out there by number 11, Bob Belay. To set the edge.
Way to represent Bob's everywhere.
And this is the key block right there.
That is a great block.
And just patience, too, by Brown, letting his blockers set up in front of him and create that hole and essentially just walk that ball in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think that separates a good back from a great back. A lot of times you got your, what do you call it, your cowbell back or whatever. Then they want to kind of put the whole team on their back and make plays. And
need more cowbell.
Cowbell wasn't the word, was it? But
it was. No, it was the word.
I love that you went back to the well.
Well, here on Bob Long Sports, we always go back to the well. And I think, like I was saying, back to the point I was trying to make, was it separates a good back from a great back, showing that patience.
As long as that well is at Casey's Alley. I'm just going to throw that out there, too.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, I might say it might separate a great back from a good back. Maybe not good from a great, right? You want to become great, not good.
Don't confuse them. Don't confuse them.
It's been a long week. I think I don't know if the people want to even waste their keystrokes with that one, but people on Twitter want to back me up, I'd be.
Speaking of,
I mean, wait. I know I'm not in good graces with them, especially after some comments that have been made.
I wasn't even going to bring those up. I was gonna put the call out there for where you at.
Yes.
So we're early on in this one. 14 ticks left in the first quarter, but let us know. It's senior night. Where are you watching us from? Tweet at us, Facebook, YouTube. Let us know, and we'll give you the shout out.
Smoke signals.
At Bob Long Sports.
That one's well into the end zone, and good for LaSalle and Gandolfo to get that touchdown in before the end of the first quarter, as that kick went certainly with the wind at his back. And again, out to the 20. Cole Lowe and the offense back out there on the field.
think they'll be punting the rest of the game, or is there a punter out of commission after that hit?
I don't know.
That was a
sources tell me that was his first start here tonight. Now, certainly, that wasn't his fault. It was a high snap.
No, I'd be
but
grilling my long snapper.
Welcome to high school football, though, in your first start. Another play by Mastrangelo there. He makes the play. And, again, just a little curl route sitting down in the coverage, and Archbishop Ryan keeping it simple early on.
I don't know what that means. So number 22, is that Mastrangelo?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he threw out his towel right before that started. I don't know what kind of signal that was. He just ran back and picked it up now.
It might be a very obvious signal to the ball's coming to me.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm kidding. But
I think you're right. I'm just showing that I can bring value to this and notice the tiny things. I got to appreciate the small things. AKA, throw me the ball.
Throw me the football. End of the first quarter. It is LaSalle 14, Archbishop Ryan 0 on senior night. We came on the air bright and early here this evening at about 6:20, and with the help of Chris Carabello, who was nice enough to come on out here and do the introductions on air on Bob Long Sports as well as over the public address. And Rob Stott heading down to the sidelines.
Hey.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had 2 cameras now. Yeah, you should have been there. It was great.
I had to do it all myself.
Well,
no, it was fun.
There's always next year.
Tyler was off noticing all the little things on film.
He was doing his pregame studies.
Through the towel.
It's been a good one here so far, and it's been a great season. We really want to thank everybody who has watched all year long, and in games like this, we like to bring you the action, certainly, but also have a good time. And hopefully you guys kind of feel the connection that we have up here in the booth. It's been great coming at you all year long. Some tremendous football games, especially early on, guys. We had a really tight game against Imhotep the very first week of the season. We learned a lot about this LaSalle team that week. Malvern Prep, they had to come back from a fourth-quarter deficit, an early second-quarter deficit against the Haverford School. And it's a team that has developed a real chemistry and a bit of a toughness that I think is going to help them as they go through the rest of this season.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it, I think, early on in the season. They don't, give themselves an easy go of it that first part of the schedule, and it really pays dividends this time of the year when it's getting into some more serious football.
Flag comes in as the quarterback was drilled and threw the ball high. One more look as we await the call.
Yeah, Paul Jennings was in that backfield right away, making the would-be sack. Looks like there's holding on Ryan.
And it's holding against the offense. Yes, they'll back that one up 10 yards. Will not lose the down. It'll be 2nd down and 14 after the 10-yard walk-off. Speaking of giving away play calls or signs, did you guys happen to watch the baseball game last night? Tyler Glasnow, after getting hit around in the first inning of Game 5 of the ALDS, went in, watched some film, and realized he was tipping his pitches based upon his glove height on a fastball versus a breaking ball.
Wow.
So even at the highest level, I found that extremely interesting.
That's
in a game that featured 2 former Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers squaring off, and that pass is incomplete. A screenplay there, never had much doing. In fact, fortunate that Ryan Savage didn't look up, had an opportunity perhaps get his hands out there.
Just to finish your thought, maybe hopefully one future Phillies pitcher in that matchup as well.
Perhaps so.
If they spend.
3rd down and 14. And with the stop here, LaSalle is certainly going to put Tyler Kern's theory to the test about whether Archbishop Ryan is going to punt again or not, whether they have the punter ready to go.
I think you got to get somebody that can punt if it's 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
With the wind at your back.
Pressure here. Cole Lowe can't get rid of it. Ryan Savage in there on the stop. Jalen DeVos was in the backfield as well, and a whole cavalcade of Explorers chasing him down.
Lowe, lucky to hang on to that ball, especially with a guy like Savage coming behind you. Just excellent pressure off both edges by the Explorers and just able to collapse that pocket and get to their man.
So the punting unit comes out with 11 minutes and 4 seconds. Clock is ticking here in the second quarter. As Tyler mentioned, there really is a stiff wind at the back of the punter right now for Ryan.
Thanks for giving credit where credit is due.
It is due, no doubt about that. Can flip the field here. Chris Thompson comes on late for the Explorers, number 44. Another high punt, and he gets it off. A line drive kick, bounces to the side. Ryan Moore is going to pick this one up, slips by the first set of defenders, and gets about 2 yards on that return. LaSalle will start inside the 40 on the plus side of midfield.
Risky move even touching that ball. I mean, you're starting with great field position anyway, but you see this at every level, I feel like, of football. You know, guys barreling down on you. You feel like you have more room than you do on a punt return, and just lucky to pick that up cleanly and still hold on to it.
That was almost a safety, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention what happened on the other end of that play.
Yeah, I was sloppy play all around right there, I thought.
No more punts.
A 5 wide receiver set here for LaSalle. Mayo Howell in motion. Faking the give is Machida coming up the middle. Taken down inside the 40-yard line at about the 36. And that's a gain of 3.
Love the play call. Love the play call. We've seen this, sporadically throughout the year. LaSalle spreading the offense. They got so many weapons on the outside. You gotta take pick your poison with who you want to cover, and then in that moment you forget that there's Jack Machida, athletic quarterback himself, that can take the ball, tuck it, and run up the middle, and does so there for a short gain. But nice to see number 15 call his own number.
Machida looks over the middle, floats it up for Vespi. Vespi to the end zone. Touchdown, LaSalle.
See ya.
Goodbye.
What a great play call there, guys.
Talking about those weapons, and look at the touch by Machida on this throw, recognizing Vespi up the seam, and then making this man miss is Vespi. Nice little cut to the left, avoiding the tackle and taking it into the end zone.
And, guys, that's just a blown assignment by the Mike linebacker there, who had to be the guy on Vespi, and it left the entire middle of the field open. Little touch pass, as you said, Rob. Great touch, but a defensive breakdown from Archbishop Ryan. Jake Gandolfo pounds it through, and LaSalle leads 21-0 here on senior night.
I think they want this running clock, Bob. I think they're really pushing for it before the half is over.
On their way, just inside 10 minutes left here in the second quarter. So, Rob, you were given some good statistics about Sam Brown. You said the 901 total yards. A couple other things about him. He's scored in every game this year. Tack another one on there. Every single game. I see your
I was thinking, did he in St. Joe's against St. Joe's? That was my only question. Yep.
Scored in every game. He scored 16 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
And second on the team is Mayo Howell. Now with 4 after that touchdown tonight to lead things off.
I think he has, 30-some? No, 20-some points does Howell, right? 4 touchdowns, did you say?
4 touchdowns now, so 24 points.
Some good math there.
Absolutely.
90-some points that Brown has put up.
Wow.
96, as it were. Now make it 102.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to have to show up with my own analytics crew next week.
212 yards rushing per game for this LaSalle team, and another 145 through the air on average from Jack Machida. It's an offense that's been humming. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns. Twice has Machida, against North Penn and against Father Judge. He's thrown for 2 already here tonight as Jake Gandolfo. He'll drive this one low with the wind in his face. Caught at the 3 by Collier. Collier out to the 20-yard line. First contacted there and busted out to the 28-yard line. That's where Cole Lowe will start things off once again for the Ryan offense.
And the man who caught the touchdown pass, Vespi, playing all 3 phases. He was special teams there, too, flipping over that tackle. A little somersault action.
3 touchdowns, all from guys that come out of the backfield primarily. Sam Brown, Brad Vespi, and Mayo Howell.
And I think that's Vespi's first touchdown since, the first week of the season.
I can't corroborate. That may be right. I want to say he probably slid another one in there at some point, but you may be right on that one. Now, LaSalle's got to get a third defensive back on the near side here. There's 3 guys lined up. Instead, it's handed off, and that's going nowhere. Archbishop Ryan would have been well served to audible out of that one because there were only 2 backs over here. And again, that linebacker in the middle of your screen would have needed to have come over there. But again, Archbishop Ryan, a missed opportunity there on a clear defensive breakdown by LaSalle.
Yeah, and that linebacker was Abdul Carter, who ends up coming up for the tackle on the run. So, he was clearly in pursuit of the running back or covering the running back, needed to slide over. But like you said, Bob, fortunate that they don't audible out of it. And here we are, 2nd and 12.
Now they got the right amount of defensive backs on the other side of the field. They got 3 defensive backs and 1 safety. It's a cover 2 look here for LaSalle. Justin Collier makes the catch, hit hard there by Moore, but stays on his feet right at the line to gain and looks to have a first down. And it is a first down from Archbishop Ryan. A pretty good throw and catch from Lowe to Collier.
Strong catch by Collier. Guy who's been the lead target for Lowe. 31 catches on the year coming into this one, more than triple any other receiver on the team almost. So he's going to be the guy that Lowe looks for, and he does there and does enough to pick up the first down.
I just got to say, number 74, Isaiah Turner, looks huge out there. He's 302 pounds.
And he gets good penetration that time, kind of blows up the run. Nice job there by number 2, Dylan Chaminaw, to stay on his feet and even get a few there. You mentioned Turner. Check this out on the replay. He's going to get that great penetration, forcing Chaminaw the other way.
Unbelievable.
Chaminaw's like, I guess I'm going left. It's my only option.
Guess I got to run it to Ryan Savage.
It's a no-win situation. Under 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. LaSalle 21, Archbishop Ryan nothing. 3 down linemen for the Explorers. Make that 2 as Thompson now comes with a couple other linebackers thrown to the outside and caught. First down there, knocked out of bounds, number 9, Mikey Iniolia. Pretty good out route there. Running a little bit of a rub, and that takes the 1 defensive back for LaSalle, Tyson Goldstein, off the route. I like that play design from Archbishop Ryan.
Yeah.
It's actually Jonathan Swift, wasn't it, number 11, that made that catch?
Oh, was that Swift?
Yeah. He's been playing well tonight. He's getting open on these nice short passes and kind of exposing the corners a little bit.
Swift's been at it on both sides. Now a screen pass. Pretty good block out there. And that one's caught by Collier out of bounds. The block in there by Mastrangelo. And again, I like this offensive set here from Archbishop Ryan, showing a little bit of fight.
We knew
running these pick plays. That's not a pick play. That's more a screen, since that one comes behind the line of scrimmage, getting blocking in there. That's a tremendous play call.
We knew they were going to be, attacking the Explorers through the air mainly tonight. And, finally, quarter and a half into this one, they're showing some sustained success on a drive. And Lowe's making it happen.
2nd down and 4. 7 minutes and 8 seconds left. That one's caught over the middle. Another first down, and dragging defenders is Rob McConnell, the sophomore tight end at 190 pounds. He's got some power, and again, sits down in the middle of this coverage. This time it's a zone look, and he sits down in the middle of the LaSalle zone.
And just all these quick throws. It's LaSalle playing a little bit off, a little bit, the Ryan receivers finding holes in the zones. And able to move the ball down the field on this drive.
Faking the give. Collier can't make the play, nearly intercepted. Ryan Moore was about a half step away from coming up with that one.
Good eye from the ref, too. That definitely hit the ground. That was close, though.
Heck of an effort.
That time it is man-to-man defense, so they're coming in and out, and a pretty decent play from LaSalle's number 21, Jalen Hanton.
Not even really giving this defensive front enough time to get anywhere close to getting a sack. It's kind of how you got to beat this LaSalle team.
If you want to avoid the pressure, get that ball out quick, and that's exactly what Ryan's doing.
And it works. It's frustrating to play against.
Savage, as well as Barrett, and Barrett's going to pull him down. Just a grasp of the foot, and that was enough. And Lowe is now down.
That tackle, I don't know if it's how Barrett got him, but Lowe went down. And
here's one more look at it, Rob.
Shoelace tackle, maybe just the way he slipped ankle on that right foot.
I think it was actually the left foot, and it was the step after Barrett first contacted him, and it just didn't look good the way it twisted there.
Yeah, he was still kind of making a turn upfield, and I think just that little shoelace tackle just kind of threw him off. And what a tackle that was! Wow.
And that's
hopefully he's all right down there.
Yeah, not something. A lot of success on this drive too. So up until that point, Lowe had been marching this offense right down the field. So unfortunate timing. Never want to see an injury, but obviously, had the offense running. It was moving on this drive. Like I said, a quarter and a half into this game, and Ryan was seeing some success through the air, and it was Lowe putting the offense really on his shoulder and finding those short passes and making things work.
Yeah, we're not going to speculate on it, but looks to be in a lot of pain, and now he's going to come off on his own power. He was worried about his helmet, and the trainer's like, yeah, I'm going to get that for you. You just make your way off the field. I love the fighter's mentality out of Cole Lowe, and the way he's coming off the field, I do think and certainly hope that we'll see him again. And, he was giving this LaSalle defense a challenge. So let's see what Ryan's going to come up with, and Ryan's going to call a timeout. That's no surprise. Perhaps to redesign the offense a little bit and decide who's going to go out there and what the schemes are going to look like.
Well, I think they got a couple sophomore quarterbacks behind Lowe. I think Rob McConnell, that tight end, which would be an unfortunate switch because he's such a reliable target for them on the outside. So to see him have to go under center, maybe unfortunate in a sense. You have the backup for a reason, but unfortunate that you take him out of that skill position.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Carrie Guerin Boyle and Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim is a LaSalle alumni. His father and 3 sons went to LaSalle too. Carrie's family has been associated with LaSalle for a very long time and currently also has a sophomore in the class of 2022. Jim and Carrie have trusted their family to LaSalle, and you can trust that you'll be treated like family when buying or selling your home with this real estate team. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in PA and New Jersey. Dropping straight back, running out of time, trying to get rid of it and can't. Taken down by 2 Explorers. In there, Jalen DeVos and Jennings. No, make that Barrett. Timothy Barrett in there on the stop as well.
I believe this is 4th and very long.
There's the tail end of that one there. So, as you mentioned, it is Rob McConnell in there to take 1 snap at quarterback. And the punting unit is on the field.
For a 4th and about 30?
Yeah.
35, we'll call it.
Why are they punting?
I don't know, Tyler. Why don't you think about that one for a second, and I'll let you answer that. Barely got it off. Hops into the hands of Moore. Has some momentum down the field. Gets to the outside. Pulled down from behind, right at the 50-yard line.
Great play by number 65, Albie DeCou there. That was Moore looked like he wanted to go to that end zone, and
he might have. I think this is me thinking it looked worse than it was. I think he got a hold of the jersey.
Yep, all jersey.
Not
right at the shoulder.
Not horse collar, but
fair play here, Rob. Fair play.
You see some parents down here. They're all doing the universal "I want a flag" motion. So
really,
yeah,
I gotta start paying attention to the crowd more. You can learn a lot. I don't have that eye. You came out with all the stops tonight, Rob. I'm frankly embarrassed and ashamed.
Oh, you guys. 1st down and 10. Little out route. Rob Tatum makes the play, and he's already got himself 3 catches here tonight on a nice night for the senior.
Jack Machida doing a nice job spreading this ball
that
around.
Gavin Daly, who just checked into the game.
Daly.
So an early change here, and I think this is a good decision. At this point in the game, the offense has been humming, and get Gavin out there and see what he can do.
Well, nice first read by Mr. Daly.
And this a design keeper up the middle. Has Millman ahead, a great block, and slips through. Gavin Daly inside the 10-yard line. And, guys, it's all about the block from the fullback, Tim Melman, right here.
Nice job up the middle by Melman, and Daly following Melman, as he creates that hole for him. And I think Daly might hear it from his team here. He should have been in the end zone, if you ask me. Didn't turn on the jets or ran out of gas as he got down there inside the 10.
You want to get down there and tell him that, Rob?
I won't. I that's why I said his teammates will give it to him.
Nonetheless, great effort by Daly.
That's a heck of an effort.
Yes.
Flashbacks from last year.
Crossing route, Brad Vespi, and it's knocked out of his hands. Just a simple read option there. Had the opening. The linebacker came forward.
And I like
right on the outside here. He's going to come, so he pulls the ball, sees the opening. That's a great play, but a pretty good defensive play to break that one up.
Yeah.
Despite his best efforts, Vespi was not able to bring it home.
No, and I don't know if putting that ball a little bit further out in front, pulling Vespi away from that defender would have done anything. But I do like the read by Daly.
Yeah, he's looking sharp out there so far.
It's an empty set, but watch for Brown coming in motion.
Wow.
And here he comes. Faking the give, Gavin Daly to the end zone. He reaches for the pylon. He lost the football, and he was down. Now we got the call. He was down at the 1-yard line before the ball came loose. Fortunate there for LaSalle. One more look.
I'd like to see the pylon cam, the Bob Long Sports pylon cam here.
Well, certainly was down
short,
first.
Yeah. Yep.
Certainly short and certainly had the football.
No?
It was close. It was within a yard or so.
Well, we need
Tyler.
the pylon cam, Bob.
We'll work on it. Under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter at the 1-yard line. Diving up the middle, but it is a flag and a false start. Blown dead at the snap.
Unfortunate because I think that was Melman from the fullback position. With that offensive line and a big back like Melman, that was going to be 6. It's an unfortunate. You talk about the lack of errors and flags by LaSalle this year, and that's a big one. Taking 6 off the board.
Let's see if they can put it back on.
Third down. Goal to go. Brown in motion. Faking the give. Here comes Gavin Daly. Brad Vespi makes the catch in the end zone, slips 3, and touchdown for LaSalle.
It's easy to see from up here, but that is a great read by Daly, finding Vespi. Vespi's not a tall man himself, so trying to find him behind all those defenders and his linemen, was able to spot him and wide open in the back of the end zone, and a nice job by Daly connecting with him.
He actually had Sam Brown wide open too. That would have been a tough pass, I think, but if he planted his feet, that was all. I mean, I'm not. The Daly made a great throw there, and I'm sticking with that. It's crazy seeing Sam Brown that open.
You are exactly right, Tyler, and it would have been a tough find there, but he had 2 options and found Vespi. A great throw and catch, and a touchdown there for LaSalle. They lead 28-0 over Archbishop Ryan. And that's the right throw to make. Yes, Brown was certainly open, but
of course.
You're heading to that side of the field.
The back across your body, the ill-advised throw, they always tell you, right?
Yeah,
back across your body.
That's how you throw a pick 6. But Vespi slips by the defense. That's a great route run, great eyes upfield by Gavin Daly. And good to see 2 quarterbacks on the board with touchdown passes.
Do some checking in. See who we got.
All right.
Well, of course.
Where you at?
Where you at? Nancy Diani checking in from Clarkston, Michigan for the Zobels.
Is that Clarkston or is it Clarkson?
She says Clarkston.
Okay, got it. There's a
we have confirmation.
And then we've got a family member of a coach checking in, Carly Wade from JMU. Down there are the Dukes.
The Dukes.
Fellow Duke, Duquesne Duke.
We got ourselves a big football game down in Harrisonburg, Virginia tomorrow. Also, the Zobels will be interested in this one as the number 5 Villanova Wildcats take on the number 2 James Madison Dukes, and that one will go out of bounds. LaSalle nearly had an opportunity to recover that there, but a legal procedure, and Archbishop Ryan will get great field position. But that is a game I am very much looking forward to, a 1:30 kick Hopefully Carly is as well. Cheering for the bad guys, though. Go Cats.
Well, she's given that special shout, obviously, to Coach Wade.
Yes, indeed.
Our solid connection down on the sideline. Mastermind of this LaSalle offense.
Also, while we're talking about the Wades, want to give a shout out to Bill and Carol Wade checking in from Newtown. Newtown, Pennsylvania. Appreciate them watching and understand that they are loyal listeners as well. And we'll throw one more Wade connection in there. Young Tim Wade, who you know quite well, Tyler, just got engaged. So many congratulations to a great former LaSalle running back, Tim Wade.
Congrats to Tim. That's great news.
Ooh. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Dawkins having a day. Good to see Cole Lowe back in there, and Jaleel Dawkins says, welcome back.
He's getting those big paws up. Palm or paw, whatever you want to call them. They both work.
It's a big-time play, and he's having one of his better games this year.
Just absolutely disrupting everything at the line of scrimmage, whether it's getting into the backfield, shedding blocks, putting the arms up, breaking up passes. It's been a solid day, really, for the entire front seven.
2nd down and 10. 3:10 to play here in the second quarter. A 28-0 lead for LaSalle. Lowe drops straight back, steps up, finds his man open. Mastrangelo going backwards, but now does get the first down again. He danced on both sides of that line to gain and ends up moving the sticks.
Strong effort by Mastrangelo. That was, way to come back and spot that ball, go up and get it, and then to recognize where he was, turn around and pick up that first down.
Yeah, that was just a great effort overall from Ryan there, especially after, the injury and, I don't know, just great heads-up play.
2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the half. Another quick out, and that one's incomplete. Against more of these short routes, it's a pretty decent scouting report against this LaSalle team. I don't think the Raiders are going to have the firepower to put up a big number of points against this defense, but they're finding a way to move the ball slowly but surely and move down the field. Give LaSalle credit, though, for stymieing these drives before they get into scoring position.
Yeah, and we've seen that early on in the year with LaSalle's defense. They've shown capability of bending and not breaking. Early on in the year, they had the ball shut down their throat, but they would typically make a turnover, a big stop.
Play clock is down to 2. Lowe, another quick out. Catch is incomplete. Almost made the catch. Collier, no way to bring that one in, unfortunately, for Ryan. But LaSalle, I think, getting the memo. That time Griffin Zobel in there on press coverage. Stands his ground, comes up, and makes that a difficult catch. LaSalle deciding, hey, we're not going to get beaten by these underneath throws any longer.
And that's what I was going to note on. Griffin was up there, playing a little bit of pressure. This side, this near side, you still see a good 4 or 5 yards of cushion. Here we go. Now we're stepping up. But
now Hanton's right on him. 3rd down and 10. Lowe, running out of time, has his eyes up, fires to the outside, and it is caught by Mastrangelo. He's going to come up about 4 yards short of a first down, but boy, he needed to come back with pace. Otherwise, Hanton was going to take that the other way.
And there could have been a flag on that play. Explorers were all over Swift there, grabbing jersey, pulling back. I'm surprised they didn't call that.
4th down and 4. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first half. Ryan likely going to take this clock down to the waning seconds of the play clock and then snap this football.
And Lowe still not, obviously had the injury, still not looking like he's moving around too well in the pocket there.
He's got a lot of tape on his foot, though.
Ooh.
It's a handoff on 4th down and 4, and that's going to come up well short, maybe a gain of 1. But well short of the line to gain. Turnover on downs, and LaSalle gets one more chance offensively here in the half.
It's funny, the pile was starting to move, and then it met Isaiah Turner, and it was just like, nope.
Throwing that body weight behind it.
Yeah.
Like a doorstop.
And it will be Gavin Daly back out there again, getting some extended run here in this game. One more touchdown would put LaSalle in position to start the running clock. Quick one to Sam Brown. Brown makes a defender miss and is taken down inside the 45-yard line. Another first down, another curl route, and he sits down in the midst of the man-to-man defense.
You might notice Vespi's right in line here, too. Either one, Vespi almost tipped that ball away from Brown. But Brown, fortunate, had his eyes on it, and Vespi may be fortunate. Yeah, right. Vespi may be fortunate to not touch that ball away from Brown.
And Daly takes off with it. Has a first down and a lot more.
Wow.
Cuts back inside.
Wow.
A big block there.
Wow.
A race to the pylon.
Oh,
again, comes up just short.
Great pocket awareness by Daly there. He had, his line set a perfect pocket for him. Gave him about 10 seconds before he just decided to run for it.
And the zigging and zagging.
Yeah, zigging and zagging indeed, Rob. Oh, my goodness.
I wanted him to get in. Everyone here wanted him to get in so bad. But that, man, what a run. That was unbelievable.
For the second time there, Rob, he had all the ingredients for a touchdown and comes up just a couple yards short. What a first half, though, for Gavin Daly, the sophomore.
Make him their leading rusher for the night.
Tim Melman, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, LaSalle. Make that the fourth point scorer of the night for LaSalle, and all four of those guys out of the running back core. Brad Vespi, Tim Melman, Sam Brown, and Mayo Howell. And, of course, can't take away from Jake Gandolfo. Make it 5 point scorers here tonight.
And he only comes out of the backfield himself, too. He plays
there
behind
you go.
center, so.
An important one here for Gandolfo to start the running clock. That kick is up, and it is good. LaSalle with a 35-0 lead. They've matched their first half lead from last weekend against Father Judge, and from here in, it will be running clock.
It'll be interesting. You say that, Bob. It'll be interesting to see carrying over how these refs decide to manage that running clock, whether it's constantly running. We saw, I think change of possession is usually allows for a stoppage, but as we said last week, there's been some inconsistency here. Can't really put the finger on what exactly one reffing group does as opposed to another, but we've noticed it's been a little bit off. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this running clock the second half of this one.
Couple more messages coming up on the Where You At. John Terzer checking in, class of 1967. Carol Ann Cullen says, congrats to the seniors and their parents, and we certainly second that. Seamus Morgan checking in.
wanted Tyler to know. I don't know. I don't remember the context.
I wish I had context. He says, because there's no fifth down, Tyler.
Probably me saying, why are they punting here?
Yeah,
thank you, Seamus. I learned something new about the game of football tonight. I came with all my notes, but apparently they were wrong. I was told there were 5 downs.
We'll work on that for next week. Jake Gandolfo pounds it into the end zone. And Archbishop Ryan's offense back out there for what should be the last drive of the first half. 40 seconds left on the clock. This portion of today's game brought to you by our friends over at KC's Alley and Ambler. Again, a great place to go after the game, even to watch the game if you can't make it over. KC's Alley right by the train station. You can park there at the train station in Ambler, I think. That's what I usually do.
Just don't tell SEPTA.
Don't tell SEPTA. Dawkins chases down the one running back after a gain of about 2 yards, but comes off the edge free and makes the play. But yes, KC's Alley has been a partner of ours this year. Understood that there was a great crowd for that prep game as tickets were in quite limited supply, and that it was a full house watching that game at KC's. Always great to hear news like that, and there is just such a great fan base associated with this LaSalle team. That's the place to watch it.
Yeah. Without that fan base, this wouldn't be possible.
It would not be possible. So appreciate everybody associated with the program, past and present. What a half here for this LaSalle team. They lead 35-0 over Archbishop Ryan. It's Bob Long, Tyler Kern, Rob Stott alongside Mara Long on the camera. We'll take a break and come back on the other side. There is a band senior night, so we're going to do our best to bring that to you here as well on the other side.
Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for senior night for the band members. And now we're going to turn it over to the public address announcer, who is normally Chris Carabello, but he's actually out there with his son, AJ, first and foremost. So let's take it away. AJ's done a great job for a very long time here with the band. And nice to see Chris and his family be recognized as well. He's done a lot to help us with the broadcast over the years.
Jake Guller, escorted by his mom, Kelly. Brandon Hampstead, escorted by his parents, Sean and Beth. Jack Lawler, escorted by his parents, Ted and Megan. Justin Leary, escorted by his parents, Michael and Bridget. Kevin McCrae, escorted by his mom, Marie. Trey Olimpo, escorted by his dad, Rusty. Dan Pareca, escorted by his parents, Scott and Michelle. Patrick Seckinger, escorted by his parents, Stephen and Amy. Nick Signoretta, escorted by his mom, Diane. Isaac Singer, escorted by his parents, David and Mary. Patrick Boyd, escorted by his parents, Mark and Mary. Joseph Wilbur, escorted by his parents, David and Martha. John Willard, escorted by his parents, Robert and Sheila. Luke Opielski, escorted by his parents, Michael and Susan. How about another warm round of applause for our 2019-2021 Pep Band Seniors.
So there you have it, senior night for the Pep Band. A great scene there, and wonderful for them to be honored for all their hard work. Again, you're watching LaSalle College High School football live on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern alongside, and Mara Long on camera. Just about 5 minutes until kick here in the second half. We'll be right back.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Welcome back inside Upper Dublin High School, beginning of the third quarter here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Tyler Kern, and Rob Stott alongside. Guys, LaSalle, an impressive first half output, 35 points on the board, and lead Ryan 35-0. It will be a running clock the rest of the way, and now I think an opportunity for this LaSalle team to get work and prepare for next week's opponent, which is Archbishop Wood.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the offense to make some things happen and see what they can do, get some work for the other guys and all that good stuff. But before we start the second half, Bob, I wanted to ask, did you know that Tyler Kern loves the pep band?
I do. It was fantastic to have the pep band senior night, and nobody more excited about that than Ty over here to get them.
Brought a tear to my eye. In all seriousness, I wasn't aware that they did senior night for the pep band, and I think that's a really nice thing to do. Those guys work their butts off.
Yes,
and
they do.
Sure do.
Yeah, they bring a sort of energy to this team. Obviously, I've had controversial comments in the past regarding the pep band. I don't even know if anybody knows what we're talking about. So
we don't have to go there.
It's funny for anybody, but I
it's funny for us,
respect for the pep band. Anybody watching the North Penn game should recognize that comment.
But you know what? I think we've absolved you of your sin by this point.
I think I've earned my keep.
You've done enough.
Forgiveness has been granted.
Not sure what the people say, but
yeah.
As long as I got the Bob Long,
we forgive you.
Absolution.
Well, I appreciate that very much. And, well, we have one more announcement, two more announcements really, but one more important one. And we'll have that right after the kick here. So this one's drilled on a line. Mayo Howell from the 15. Mayo Howell busts through.
See ya.
Mayo Howell off to the races.
How you doing?
Mayo Howell, a touchdown for LaSalle to start the second half, and the offense can stay there on the sideline.
It's my favorite call from you, Tyler. How you doing? He is off. Just nice blocking. Everyone's staying in their lanes, picking up their men, giving Howell the space to just take that ball all the way to the end zone. That was a electrifying run. As if the first half wasn't electrifying enough, Howell kicks off this third quarter in quite the fashion.
The way he was running, I mean, as soon as he touched that ball, he had his eyes set on the end zone. I mean, obviously any kick return you do, but something about the swagger in that run. He had great blocking up front, and that's an encouraging start to the second half.
We teased an important announcement after the kickoff, and that important announcement is that Mayo Howell is an absolute stud. Oh, my goodness. That is an incredible return.
The 1-2 punch, thinking about the next 2 years after the kick here.
John O'Donnell puts it through.
But, thinking ahead, you never want to think past this week, right? But thinking, from a broadcaster's perspective, an analyst perspective, the next 2 years of Brown and Howell is going to be something to watch. And then obviously, Howell getting his senior year as well, just a freshman. But Brown in his own right, just a sophomore. So this offense is going to have some unique and impressive tools in their arsenal for the next couple of years.
So now really the important announcement. Rob Stott, in addition to Marie Stott, who was already on the LaSalle payroll as AP chemistry teacher and many other things at LaSalle, Rob Stott has also joined the LaSalle College High School payroll. Tell us about it, Rob.
Well, I had to disclose my relationship. There is a workplace relationship, I guess, now. So, assistant wrestling.
Scandalous.
I don't think you being on Bob Long Sports is going to affect your ability to do this next thing. Don't worry about that relationship.
All right,
it's
good. No, but I will. I'm officially on the books as an assistant wrestling coach coming up for the upcoming wrestling season 2019-2020 wrestling season. So just ordered my
this ball is live. LaSalle trying to fall on it. Looks like Ryan did come down with it. Sorry to interrupt there, Rob, but that was key moments there.
Close call. But place the order, have a new fresh headgear, toss the old high school and college wrestling equipment, got myself a new headgear, found the shoes, need a new knee pad, and I'll be ready to go.
Good for you, man. Very happy for you.
It's going to be fun. And the really cool thing is that I'll be able to see some of these guys that we're watching here tonight and throughout the season make that transition. They're wrestlers as well, so it's going to be fun.
The handoff right up the middle, met about a yard ahead of the line of scrimmage and pushed back. That's Dylan Chaminaw on the carry. We might have to get out there and broadcast a wrestling match, Rob. I always envisioned you as the guy doing the play-by-play, but you may force my hand here.
So are you, like, to these wrestling meets, you're going to have to wear a suit, like a suit and tie?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Yeah.
We gotta play the part, right?
Yeah.
As a coach, you can't show up and look like a schlub in sweatpants and sweatshirts. I'm going to be, to the nines.
Low snap picked up and nearly intercepted. Great
early.
defensive play there by LaSalle, and to Tyler's point, it might have been just a little bit early. Carter Kenny, though, in there on the breakup. One more look. That's one where,
on time.
Yeah, I think the other thing is everybody has their right to the ball.
Yeah.
As long as he's making that effort, and clearly was coming back for the ball, just both guys happened to collide.
Great job by Mara there, capturing that action.
Always. She's doing a great job here tonight.
Gives Alex Shostowski a run for his money.
I think
I'm not
so.
even in that discussion.
3rd and 7. Low throws the screen pass. Needs to make one man miss. Chaminaw cannot. Met at the line of scrimmage. And LaSalle's defense forces another 4th down as we tick under 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
We'll see.
Did you guys hear that? By the way, I don't know if this came through on the broadcast, but over the public address, Chris Carabello said Dylan Chaminaw tackled by a boatload of explorers. Is that a technical term?
About as technical as a what's my word? Non-conventional, traditional first down. Artificial first down.
Natural first
Natural
down.
first. There it is.
Was it a natural boatload or?
Is that a nautical mile?
Oh,
tugboat. What's the size of
Nearly
this boat?
got the ball. Eric Ford was in there. Now LaSalle's got to get away from this one, and they will. It'll get to the 50 and roll right across to the 49-yard line. So LaSalle will start the next drive just into their own side of midfield, leading 42-0 with 8:58 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I think one of the rare times that they're actually starting on their side of the field, too, tonight. The first couple of drives, they were, the turnover on downs after the punt situation, the muff punt the first drive. Second drive was another, they didn't want to punt, and they turned it over on downs. And
the one time that they were going to receive it on their side of the field, Mayo Howell took it to the house.
Yeah.
Alan Paterzo into the game at quarterback for LaSalle. And the give is to McFadden, a good block on the outside.
Oh.
That one's going to come back. A hold on the outside by Justin Machida down the field. And I think this one's going to be just a yard or two behind the original line of scrimmage based upon where this blocking occurred.
You'll see it. Machida, the Justin Machida, younger brother of Jack, just holding on to that block a little too long. That's why, that edge was set. But like you said, Bob, it marked right about at the line to gain, so this probably comes back to the original line of scrimmage. Just redo the play.
Yeah.
And I see you. Oh, now it's running. I look at it, and it's like, oh, Rob's looking. We better start the clock. So the clock was stopped there for a second.
That was Mara Long who first noticed, hey, that clock is not running at the moment.
You got somewhere to be, Mara?
That run is right up the middle. Just being pulled by the back of the jersey. Whistled down at the 44.
Forward progress, maybe? That was something.
That's one of those band drills, where you got the band holding you back, somebody from behind you, and
Hey,
you're just
I just want to say
forward.
that's great grip strength from Ryan's number 65 there. They don't teach you that. That's some God-given strength right there.
Also good textile strength from the uniforms that LaSalle are wearing.
Yeah, we
if
didn't
that
cheap
thing
out on
didn't
those at
break,
least.
maybe you want that to be an easy break so that you can be off to the races. My column. Sean McFadden has the first down as he got to about the 41-yard line. It looks like he's going to be marked down right there. And they're going to wave the chains forward. McFadden is a guy that we've heard a little bit about over the course of the year. He's a freshman and a guy that I think is that next guy on the depth chart, and certainly we're seeing him in this type of position. But you mentioned 2 years from now with Sam Brown and Mayo Howell. I think you're going to look at Sean McFadden at that time as well and have a real three-headed monster.
Could see him being sort of like the present-day Melman, that big kind of fullback runner the way he's built right now.
Yeah, but he's got quicks as well. Not that Melman does not, but he's a lot of fun to watch. That's E.J. Wentz up the middle, gain of 3.
I mean, it was called back for the holding, but he's elusive. I was actually really surprised seeing, based off his size, how quick he was, making cuts up the field. I think that's someone we got to keep our eye on.
A lot of promise for this Explorers team.
Yeah, and these kind of games are good. I mean, you kind of get you got your JV guys getting some varsity time out against the first team, and it's just good overall.
Paterzo in the shotgun, 2nd and 8. He fakes the give and now hits right up the middle. Good blocking ahead of the run. Great job as he gets to the second level. It's taken down inside the 20-yard line. Paterzo shows the wheels.
How about that? So it looks like each one of LaSalle's quarterbacks can run.
Always good to see.
Yeah, it's especially in the way the game is played now. It's good to have that extra.
Paterzo, a youngster as well, a sophomore, 6 foot. Gavin Daly listed as a junior, so you can kind of see that pecking order as LaSalle's going to move forward over the next few years. Certainly a good foundational framework under which to work. McFadden in motion, breaks the first tackle, now heads downfield, and he's got a really nice gain, keeps breaking through. Count it for 6. Sean McFadden, the freshman, never say die mentality, gets into the end zone.
You talk about the speed and the elusiveness, I should say, making up words up here. But nice job by McFadden, slipping through the holes, breaking some tackles. And
broke like 4 tackles there.
Unbelievable.
I didn't get an exact count, but he broke one in the backfield there.
Speed, strength, all of it combining on an impressive touchdown run.
Impressive indeed, Rob.
Elusivity, by the way. Let's talk about that for a second.
Is that not a noun?
No, it's elusiveness. It's definitely not elusivity.
I think you might have been combining elusive and exclusive.
Ooh.
Hey, how about that one? Count it.
Crossbar
Just
and
the
through.
way you drew it up. Let's get one more look here from O'Donnell.
Had a nice top spin on this ball.
This one's going to hit the crossbar, pop straight up into the air.
Whoop.
Wow, that one gives the double doink a run for its money. This time it's a point in the scoring column for the good guys. 49-0 LaSalle, 5:13 to play here in the third quarter. So we mentioned announcements. There is one more announcement. Go ahead, Rob, you first.
A guy that, it was my size senior year lining up on special teams. I love seeing, me, I kind of cling to those, the smaller guys on the field. Number 7 here, Sean Anderson, a junior defensive back, 5'4", 141 line up here. That's looking like me out on the football field. I love to see it. Goes to show no matter the size of the player, it's the size of the heart and how hard you work. You can get out on that field.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog, right, Rob?
There it is.
It's a good thing we're not on camera because there's a tear in my eye right now, Rob. That was beautiful.
You could be a motivational speaker, Rob.
Yeah, maybe Rob should be doing the speech on Wednesday, Bob.
Maybe so.
Oh.
Bobbled at the 10. Taken down at the 22-yard line, and the LaSalle defense back out there onto the field. So the announcement that we were going to make, and I've been informed of this here today, and I am very happy that this was an idea and that's something that it's of value to people. The LaSalle auction is coming up on November 2nd, right? Saturday.
California Dreamin'.
California Dreamin'. I don't know how this is going to fit into the theme. I guess not at all.
Hollywood.
I don't think of myself as a California guy nor Hollywood. But apparently there is a Bob Long Sports broadcast up for auction, and we'll explain. Handoff to Chaminade. Bounces to the outside. He's got some room. And he's got 11 yards and a first down. Chaminade, a nice run, breaking a few tackles. So, yes, whether it's CYO programs or something to that extent, apparently a Bob Long Sports broadcast is up for auction. So I highly recommend folks get out there. I would love to come out to your event and broadcast it for you, whether that's CYO basketball or any type of hockey or whatever it might be. Wrestling, Rob. I am very excited to offer those services. And, again, I hope that there is some value there that folks are interested in and we can raise some money for a great cause.
Say we won it, Tyler. Say you and I went in and won it.
Yeah.
What could we do?
Well, I was talking to Bob about this last week. I'm in a bocce league, and I think that would be pretty funny to broadcast.
Bring Bob, or just you and I go like chip and putt.
Chip and putt.
Have Bob follow us around.
He does have experience.
I know.
Recording golf. We got the Ruffs Golf Classic every year.
The Ruffs Golf Classic, the Cup, of course, between Ruffs and Bush League, a Ryder Cup style. We had about 3 hours worth of coverage there. Many thanks to Alex Krastowski, Seamus Morgan, and Mara Long for taping portions of that. Yeah, we could do just about anything here. Maybe that's an idea.
Huh.
We're going to come up with some
You can put it
ideas.
out onto the Twitter there, Rob. See if you could, what would you want us to broadcast and why?
On top of the where you at, do that. Tweet at us at Bob Long Sports if you're watching on
we
the
could just do
YouTube
like competitions of me and you, Rob. Like do like sprints and. I mean, I'm not going to try wrestling because I'd get my butt whooped. But maybe like something that we're a little even at,
So if you're tweeting at us, if you're talking with us, let us know on whatever stream you're watching on Twitter. What if you were to win the Bob Long broadcast? What would you use it on? What would you like to see it used on?
I'd like to see it used for good.
For good?
For
Not
good?
Evil.
Just for
Not for evil.
Well, listen, we're going to the highest bidder, so good, evil, whatever comes in the door to support the good cause is where I'm going.
The dollars are going to good.
The dollars are going to good.
Oh, man.
First down and 10. Low, snaps it to the outside. That's a good catch. And McConnell makes the play about 6 yards from the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down.
What if it was like someone asking us to broadcast the St. Joe's prep game? Do you say yes to that?
To do it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of twisted person would make us do that.
I was going to say, I don't know what they'd be
doing. There's a good throw and catch. Down the sideline, Justin Collier steps out of bounds. The referee is going to mark him down. It looks somewhere around the 30.
That was a good effort by number 42 there, Carter Kenny. I just saw his brother, graduating class 2012, Trip Kenny, actually, walking in here. So he came out to support his brother and ended up making a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I did have a very cogent question from our camera woman, Mara Long. She said, what if the winning bidder for the Bob Long Sports broadcast of choice is not from Philadelphia?
Oof.
Are we expected to pick up our own costs, or?
I don't know. I would assume that's it's factored in.
In the bylaws? Yeah, we haven't signed any contracts yet. Here's Lowe. Lowe is sacked. Nice play there by the Explorers, bringing him down, number 95, Kevin Hawley, the sophomore linebacker.
That's awesome as a sophomore getting a sack in a varsity game like that.
That's big.
Yeah, a sack for 5-yard loss.
Big
there
time.
as well.
And let's be real. This is just like last week. These guys are names we don't hear every week, but they're playing for something. There's a 0 on that scoreboard still. And, we talked to Bill prior to the game. Not as long of a streak as we thought. I think it went back to 2007, he said. Every year since 2007, LaSalle, 2007 rather, was the last year they didn't have a shutout.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some pride on the line for these guys that don't see a lot of field time, but, certainly still something to play for on senior night. You'll see a lot of, as we get later into the game, more seniors that don't necessarily see the field that much getting, circled into this offense or the defense. And, they want to keep that, as far as the defense goes, they want to keep that scoreboard at 0.
Cole Lowe
really?
went.
Are you kidding me?
Call me Captain Obvious over here? Yeah, I think they do.
Guys,
90% of the game is half mental. Is that
Yogi.
The point? You know?
Yep, 90% of the game is mental and the other half is physical. Yogi Berra. Now, Cole Lowe went down on the play, guys, and was helped off the field. So, unfortunately for Ryan, they're going to have to send a new quarterback out there, and it's going to be in the form of number 1, Rob McConnell, a sophomore who otherwise lines up at tight end.
He was already out there tonight, no? Or
he was.
He was, and then Lowe came back very quickly into the game. This is his second snap of the night, and he can take off with it. Got some wheels, has a block on the outside, and gets back just past the original line of scrimmage. That's a gain of 6.
Had some help with a couple holds that I don't think were flagged there either, but one way or the other.
49-0 running clock.
Yeah, you know.
So a couple more.
Never satisfied, Ralph. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. But jeez.
A couple more where you ats, folks. We have Kimberly Snowden watching from Los Angeles, watching her son play. So thank you very much, Kimberly, for checking in.
What, am I allowed to give one here, Bob, after this play?
Nearly got the sack. Here comes McConnell. He'll throw over the middle into the flat there. Taken out of bounds, short of the line to gain. Catch on the play made by Blaze De Silva, the sophomore wideout.
I'd like to give a where you at. I got a text from Dave and Debbie Kern enjoying some exceptional football commentary and football in Warminster.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Dave and Debbie, for checking in. Also, Adam Wojnicki says, watching due to his work, he says, you guys are great. Keep up the good work. The banter is great.
All
so
right.
I appreciate that,
Glad
Adam.
to hear it's not incredibly annoying.
Whether that reflects that of the greater audience, yet to be seen, but appreciate
Sample
Adam.
size of 1, I'm going with it.
We should
Absolutely.
put a Twitter poll up is what we should do one of
Asking
these
for
days.
a raise right now.
Do you approve of the banter?
Oh, nice play there. LaSalle in there
Power's
on the
gotta go.
stop. Dylan Chamino taken down at the line of scrimmage. Also, Leslie Hammer says, Aunt Leslie watching from South Jersey. Appreciate her checking in as well. Keep them coming at Bob Long Sports or through the YouTube, Facebook channels. And that is the end of the third quarter. So we're going to tick down to triple zeros. LaSalle with a 49-0 lead. The running clock will continue into the fourth. And it's been a complete effort so far tonight from LaSalle.
I don't know. I don't think Rob is satisfied with their performance.
Apparently not.
He wants that goose egg, and I don't blame
I
him.
do.
That's
I do.
Despite it being shorter than we thought, that's a pretty long streak.
It is. And I think he said even back to like 2000, there was only 1 or 2 other seasons that they did not have a shutout.
You know what I think it lines up with? It's my freshman year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was me.
So you were the
You broke the streak?
Yeah, and then, I mean, I sat on the bench for 3 years.
What
so.
are you doing?
No, I started the streak.
Oh, you restarted the streak.
Yes, I didn't break it.
Oh, I understand.
So you helped.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw that one out for me. Granted, again, I consider myself to be humble, so I don't want to put it all on me, but it was pretty much me.
Right. I believe it. Absolutely. Into the fourth quarter we go. Here's the give. Bouncing to the outside is Justin Machida. Good cut upfield. That's a gain of 8 out to the 38-yard line. It'll be second and short coming up.
Call out a fan favorite, or maybe a student favorite, I should say, watching on the LaSalle stream. I noticed Mrs. Haggerty checking in, letting us know that it's up to you, watcher, to choose your path.
Hey, that's right. Very good. In line with the marketing on the LaSalle side, choose your path at LaSalle College High School. Another quick throw and catch out past the 40-yard line to the 44. Gain of 7 and a first down for LaSalle.
And, back to commenting on the game. Love to see these guys get the time on the field here, to be able to really the entire second half given to the second, third stringers and so far down the depth chart. It's valuable time no matter who's on the other side of the field. This is live game action, and to see this is, it's good. It's only going to help them as the season progresses.
Running downhill, great run there, a gain of about 7 yards for number 31, Dominic Martin, sophomore running back.
And expanding on that, Rob, it'll also help them the rest of their high school careers. I mean, some of these guys will be starters next year, and it's important to get that kind of real-world experience. Your first game in varsity can get, butterflies in the stomach, can affect your play. It's good to get this real-world experience and just kind of see what varsity football is all about.
Baturzo remains in at quarterback, 2nd down and 4, under 10 minutes to play. The give is right up the middle. Big run there by E.J. Wentz. Inside the 35-yard line to the 32. And I like Wentz. He runs downhill hard. He and McFadden are, again, 3rd and maybe 4th and 5th options for this team, but they can step in at any point and provide that jolt that you need. And I think that's a tremendous thing to have at this level. 5 guys that you trust at any point in the game.
Yeah, and you see that. You want to talk about the quote-unquote starters on this team. It's Sam Brown, it's Jalen DeVos, maybe not so much of late, but Melman, it's Vespi. So there is just Mayo Howe. There's guy after guy after guy that this offense can turn to, and it keeps them fresh and also the defense on their toes.
Here's a run on a little jet sweep. That's a gain of about 8. Again, just moving downhill. Nice job by the offense here. That's TJ Foster, number 24.
You can just see these guys having fun out there, guys on the field, guys on the sidelines. It's always nice, senior night.
The guys in the booth.
Guys in the booth, where you always have a good time, and I think that's important. I think it helps our listeners feel like they're at the game, get some elite football insight, and have some laughs along the way.
Here's a give right up the middle. That should be enough for a first down. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to move the chains. That's number 31, Dominic Martin, once again. And they're going to make it 3rd and 1. Gain of 3 for Martin right up the middle.
Explorers taking their time here, running out this clock. I mean, not that it matters what the run plays versus pass plays, but they are choosing the run and kind of take time between the running out the play clock.
Pistol formation. Martin again with the give. He has the first time that time, and the offensive line for LaSalle able to move downhill. Great play there. This portion of today's game, guys, brought to you by our good friends at Treasure Sign. And if you're looking for a portfolio, what can Treasure Sign do? Well, the answer is just about anything. But the portfolio to check out is just go to the LaSalle College High School campus. They've done just about every sign that you see on there, everything from the outdoor weather-resistant stuff to the stuff that you could really, dust with a fine-tooth comb in there. They do a tremendous job. Jim and Chris Convey, class of 91 for Jim, 93 for Chris. Chris is up here at every football game working with the video staff along with the coaches. Could not recommend them more. Treasure Sign for all your signage needs. Paterzo runs off tackle, and he's got a nice little gain for about 3 yards.
I'd like to backtrack there. For all your what needs?
Signage needs.
Signage. It's caught on. Yes.
That's a word. It is a word.
It is.
I think
I used it last week and got some looks.
I thought
okay.
You used it after. I thought it was you used it because you liked Bob saying.
That's what I thought as well.
Oh, well, I guess in my twisted mind, I thought I came up with it.
Hey, I think it was a brilliant idea, Tyler, if I do say so myself.
I'm going to have to go back and review the film.
You should. Review the tape.
That
would be the first time.
Nope, not next week. But
man, did you not hear what I said there, Tyler?
No, I didn't.
He just – I'm not. I'll let you go back and review the tape.
Yeah.
I got my phone here.
He's going to do it live on air.
You said, I'm going to go back and review the tape. I said, yeah, you should do that. That would be the first time.
So now you don't have to review the tape.
Hey, I listen to us after every single time, Bob. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this.
It's a joke.
I don't appreciate the insult on my television.
Blood, sweat, and tears, but no stats.
Neither did the pep band.
No
all right, maybe there hasn't been blood, maybe there hasn't been sweat, but there's been some tears.
It'll be 4th down and short coming up here for LaSalle. Paterzo and the offense remain out on the field. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the football game. And LaSalle well on their way to delivering that goose egg here this evening. Yeah, that's it. You know what?
Board discrepancy?
There was a board. It's only third down. It did say fourth. That ball is on the turf, picked up there by LaSalle, and ended up resulting in a QB sneak there, essentially. Gain of 1, needed 2. And it's fourth down, and it looks like they are making a decision here. Personnel came out for what would have been the field goal unit, I think, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down.
Paterza, staying on the sideline. Now coming back out with the call.
And you know what I like about that? Bill Waslenko noticing that the down was wrong.
He ain't gonna
let.
And
I looked over. He's got his binoculars out there taking notes.
He ain't gonna let that slide.
I look forward to his summaries of each game after every LaSalle football game.
Absolutely. High snap, right up the middle, fighting for yardage on fourth down, and I think he has it. But a flag did come in right at the end. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left.
Should be running. But it's not. Now we're running.
And they're walking it back. So the flag comes against LaSalle. They'll back it up to about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down and 11. So now just about out of field goal range. They're going to run the offense back out there one more time.
A little bit of confusion as they break the huddle.
And they'll call a timeout. LaSalle burns the timeout here, going to get their fourth down look coming up out of this timeout, 4:38 left on the clock. Now, you mentioned Bill Waslenko and his recaps after the game and that you enjoy reading them. I'd like to apologize to the good folks of LaSalle Nation last week and this week. We pulled him away for a bit of a get together at Casey's Alley after the game, and he's going to join us again here this evening. So delaying his write-ups into the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear the story from the man himself, I guess you're going to have to come join us at Casey's Alley in Ambler, right by the train station. A great place to go before or after.
Or
during only if you can't make the game. We want you to be here. But a great place to go watch the football games. If you can't make it to the stadium, we'll also be there for basketball games as well, and they'll be streaming them up on the big screen. That's Casey's Alley. Now the fourth down, here's a rushing play. Breaks one tackle and taken down inside the 20, so a turnover on downs there, and the LaSalle defense comes back out onto the field as we tick under 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the football game. Tyler, I must say.
Must say what? Must you?
I've enjoyed this second half greatly.
Good.
Thank you for willingly, taking the brunt of some of our jokes. It was Rob for many years.
It's all right.
Now
he did his time.
Now he's not the junior.
He's a high up coach now.
He is. He is a high up coach.
Yeah, high up.
LaSalle wrestling.
I don't even know what that means, high up coach.
Me either.
Good. Firing to the outside. Collier makes the play about a yard or two ahead of the line of scrimmage, and LaSalle, a whole group of defenders there wrapping them up.
I just have a good time here. It's important. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah. That's how I got through those early years. Yes. Let me tell you.
look at the man you've become.
Oh.
I learned elusivity is not a word.
Yes. This from
but
the guy.
Signage is.
Signage is.
So.
And that you may or may not have said it first.
Again, we have to review the tape on that. I know I said the word at least 15 times after hearing it, though, if that is the case.
Under 3 minutes to go. 49-0 for LaSalle. And McConnell, nice throw and catch, but again, not too many yards gained there, maybe one. It'll be third down and about 9. Our next broadcast is next Friday evening at 7 o'clock p.m. from William Tennant High School in Warrington, and that's where LaSalle will take on Archbishop Wood. And we have some special guests that evening. Mark Farzetta, an Archbishop Wood graduate from 2001 and host of the 97.5 The Fanatic Morning Show, as well as Jamie Lynch. LaSalle, I want to say class of 2000.
Yep.
As here's McConnell on third down, gets to the line, tosses it forward, must have kept his body behind the original line of scrimmage, and they're going to get a first down on it.
And there's my man, Sean, nice pickup by Ryan, but there's my man, Sean Anderson, number 7 in the middle. All 5'4" of them coming up to make that tackle.
Yeah, I think he did stay right behind that line of scrimmage, but he made that toss. Pretty nice play by McConnell.
Wait a second, Bob. What's going to happen to us next week?
There's a botched snap. McConnell picks it up, and he may actually have some room here. Fires over the middle, has his man in a big hit. Taken down hard, Harrison Hines.
Taken down hard indeed. Holy smokes, there have been some good hits tonight, starting with that punt.
All around that play, had good things happening all over the place, offense and defense. Good job to just recover that snap and make the throw, to haul in the catch and then the tackle.
McConnell again throws that one high through the hands, nearly intercepted there by the LaSalle Explorers on the deflection. Daniel Wagner was in there.
I think we're going to get a holding.
One more look at that one. There's a deflection and the dive coming from Wagner so close. They'll bring this one back, though. To answer your question, Tyler, you guys hopefully will be there and be conducting a halftime interview with Mark and Jamie. I wish we could have a 5-man booth, but
I don't know. I think Rob and I should set up across the way. Rob Stott Sports. And just glare at you the whole time.
Just
well,
stare.
It's not going to be.
Just gonna stare.
It's not going to be good TV if you're just glaring the whole time and not saying anything.
And I guess we'll cover the game too. But
McConnell steps up, throw and catch. They got the first down inside the 40-yard line. Taken down at the 29. Under 40 seconds to play.
Can they get up and run enough plays in 40 seconds to put this ball in? It's crunch time, boys.
And now a player for Archbishop Ryan is hurt. That's number 22 for the Raiders.
Injuries.
Joey Mastrangelo, and that's actually going to stop the clock and give Archbishop Ryan a bit more time to draw something up.
Couple shots to the end zone. Or at least one shot.
Oh, they got a couple shots, without a doubt. So as you mentioned, a goose egg in every season since 2007. Only 2, I believe, since the turn of the century, in which LaSalle's defense has allowed a point in every game. Has not produced a shutout. Only twice that's happened, per Bill Wasilenko. So, yes, a little bit of pride here on the line for this team. The rest of the way, it's Archbishop Wood, and that's a pretty good football team. We'll see them next weekend. Roman Catholic beat Archbishop Wood in a game that, I tell you, that Roman Catholic team is solid. They have a very talented quarterback, a couple of very good receivers. Malachi Harris is really good. It's going to be tough to shut that team out. They really proved themselves against Wood. This may be the time for this team if they're going to do it. So McConnell drops straight back, steps up across the middle. It's intercepted.
Rob breathing a sigh of relief.
Oh, exhale.
Taken down at the 35-yard line.
Running the clock. The clock is stopped. Change of possession, I guess. But
Carter Kenny intercepts it, jumps the route. Tremendous play by number 42 for the Explorers.
And now they're going to start the clock and count them down, boys.
That's going to be your ball game.
That is all she wrote.
Solid effort all around, up and down the roster tonight.
Explorers doing a little better than last week score-wise. Just a little.
49-0 versus a 49-7 win against Father Judge. The goose egg streak remains. And LaSalle moves to 6-1 on the year as they head towards their final 2 contests of the regular season. Final score, 49-0. And this portion of today's game brought to you by Carrie Guerin Boyle, Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway, Fox and Roach Realtors. You can call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in PA and New Jersey. The LaSalle Explorers on senior night let their Explorers seniors go out in a really nice way, and they'll remember this night for a very long time, as we talked about with Bill pregame. It's one of those things you don't think about until a little bit later in life, but again, they have this time with their coach, John Steinmetz, this time with their parents, and then to go out and deliver like this has to feel good. But of course, it all feels, in many ways, building towards a crescendo, building towards perhaps a rematch against St. Joseph's Prep and a tune-up here tonight in which they took care of business against an Archbishop Ryan team that moved the ball decently well from time to time, but it was the Explorers team that was able to take over, take control early, and then really seal it with Mayo Howell taking it back to start the second half, continuing the success they had throughout the first half, and win the football game. And as they always do here at LaSalle High School or anywhere they're playing, it's the alma mater to close things off.
Pump that fist a little extra harder on senior night.
And LaSalle a big winner, 49-0. Guys, closing thoughts from this one.
Just, again, an overall good showing from LaSalle. Obviously the better team here tonight, but didn't let their foot off the gas. Obviously always promising on defense with that front seven. And, I mean, showing that they got depth. I liked what I saw with some of those guys. I like the size in Isaiah Turner, to be honest. I'm excited for what he has to offer the next few years. On offense, a lot of promise from Gavin Daly, I believe. I got the right Daly there, right? And kind of gives a little flash to what we can expect next year. Obviously, good to have that kind of depth all across the board, showing signs of life. And I look forward to next week.
Yeah, I'll follow up on the depth. I mean, that's kind of what it's all about with this one. You know, letting your roster kind of go out on the field and get some much-needed experience. You know, you can never have enough of that. You never know in this sport when, you know, it's obviously always that next man up mentality. Anything can happen on football, any given play. So to be able to get those guys some incredible, entirely in a whole second half of experience here tonight on senior night was just awesome to watch, and to see that everyone contributes on both sides of the ball, you know, to this team and for these Explorers. So it's impressive, and they did what they were supposed to tonight, so on to the next.
Nothing to add there. The only thing I'll say, guys, is the next time we're all together on this broadcast is going to be the quarterfinal round of the District 12 playoffs, when LaSalle, as likely the 2 seed, will play the number 3 seed, whether that be Roman Catholic or Father Judge. Next week, it's Jamie Lynch, Mark Farzetta, and then you guys will be helping out at halftime. Appreciate that. And then the next week, I really appreciate it because I will be away. That's the one game I can't make this year. And you guys are going to take over the play-by-play yourselves as LaSalle closes the regular season against Roman Catholic. So I appreciate you guys agreeing to do that, and I think you guys are going to do a tremendous job. Can't wait.
Something like that.
Yes. No, ratings will skyrocket, Bob. We will do you proud.
I appreciate that. Guys, always a fun time. See you over at KC's along with Bill Wasilenko. Anybody watching this or leaving the stadium right now, come on over. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to see you. And we'd love to have a great time regaling stories of LaSalle football. For Rob Stott, for Tyler Kern, and for our wonderful camerawoman, Mara Long, I am Bob Long saying, you guessed it, so long. From Upper Dublin High School, LaSalle a winner, 49-0 over Archbishop Ryan on senior night. We'll see everybody next Friday night here on BLS.